I've never really been into mindful movement or yoga and stuff like that because I came across meditation through mindfulness practices and through sitting still actually, and so I didn't really get the big deal about mindful movement until I joined a little class in Qigong. And Qigong is a little bit like Tai Chi, where you move your arms very slowly, or your body or your legs a little bit. And suddenly, there was an opportunity to become aware and cultivate awareness in a different way. And that's when I started to get into the power of mindful movement and understand why it's so powerful. This is the Teach Mindfulness podcast. My name is Shamash Aladina, author of Mindfulness for Dummies, and I'm going to be sharing with you some tips. So whether you're a new mindfulness teacher, or thinking about it, or wanted to build your confidence as a mindfulness teacher, this is the place for you. So, mindful movement. Why teach mindful movement? Well, from my little bit of research that I've done online, it seems that yoga and yoga classes and Tai Chi and Qigong and these other movement practices are actually very, very popular. They're probably more popular than meditation practice in the West, I'm guessing. Loads of people do it. And why do they do that? And I think it's because it's an easier way to access awareness. Yes, it's true that people don't all practice yoga in a way that's to cultivate awareness, but I would say a fair few do, and you're bound to naturally become more aware of your body as you start to move it. And so, if you could bring some mindful movement into your meditation classes, the students will really like it, and it's a great way to cultivate awareness. Why is it particularly good for beginners to start with mindful movement? And the answer is that the mind can be so wild and so crazy and so negative, and people have been running away, especially your students. They may have been running away from their mind their whole lives. And so you're asking them to do something very difficult, which is to cultivate awareness and move and kind of turn inwards. That's going to be quite scary. But if you do some mindful movement, it brings sensations into the body. And those sensations are present moment experiences. So it's a process of cultivating mindfulness. So what a lovely way to be mindful and cultivate mindfulness through a little bit of mindful movement. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to do some extreme movements, or you don't have to do like yoga training for years to be able to teach some mindful movement. You can do it in a very simple way and in a way that you feel confident. If you haven't done much mindful training, you can do a little bit of training with us or others. And you can even start with something simple as just raising the arms up and feeling the sensations in the arms and feeling the breath, and then raising the arms down, and just doing that a few times, or doing that in tune with the breathing. Any slow, conscious movements are great, actually, and you're getting people out of their heads and into their body. I've noticed just anecdotally through the classes that I've taught, when there's a little bit of mindful movement, even for just a few minutes before a 20-minute or 30-minute guided meditation, people have a better experience. And by better, I mean they felt a bit more present. They feel the meditation goes in a different way or different direction. It makes a big difference. So it's something I'd really, really recommend. And probably if people were redesigning meditation classes and courses now, they would start with a little bit of mindful movement. So I do recommend a little bit of that before each meditation, because even just simply stretching your body can be helpful. And if you look at animals like dogs and cats, you can see before they even have a nap or when they wake up, there's just a natural stretching that happens. So it's something that you can do in a very natural way. If you want to learn more about mindful movement or teaching mindful movement, we've got first of all free classes in Qigong or mindful Qigong on Sunday mornings. Our friend Brian teaches that. So get in touch with me if you'd like to come along to that to give it a try. In our daily mindfulness club, we have movement on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays just for 10 minutes before our meditation. And I do some mindful stretching in the meditation too. Um, and there's obviously probably lots of many other places where you can learn and practice this too. So wherever works for you, try and bring a little bit of mindful movement, even if it's just one or two or three stretches, or maybe a few minutes before your meditation. Try it out and you'll see it beneficial for you, and then you're more likely to share it with your students too. Thanks so much for listening to the Teach Mindfulness podcast. Do leave a review, share this if you liked it, subscribe so that you can receive more podcasts when they come through, and I look forward to sharing more in our next episode.